WNYathletics.com would like to thank today's sponsors. Howard Hanna Real Estate Services. Ready to sell your home? Visit howardhanna.com today. Howard Hanna. Home happens here. Western New York Immediate Care, with 4 convenient locations in the Buffalo area: Amherst, Buffalo, Depew, Lancaster, and Orchard Park. Western New York Immediate Care is now offering telemedicine services to provide you care anytime, anywhere. Visit WNY Immediate Care on-site or virtually at WNYimmediatecare.com. Logistics Plus Buffalo is your go-to resource for all your transportation needs. LP moves freight of all shapes and sizes all across the world. Call LP Buffalo today at 716-877-9653 or email buffalo@logisticsplus.com. AdPro Sports. AdPro is the largest team sports dealers and brand merchandise providers in the nation. For a variety of custom merchandise solutions, from apparel to promotional items, visit adprosports.com. Empire Electric. For all your home, business, or office electrical needs, call Empire Electric at 716-634-0330. Free estimates and financing available for all customers. Empire Electric. Call 716-634-0330.
Hey everybody, welcome into the Friday Night Final Drive. Francis Beck joined tonight, first time on the Friday Night Final Drive. Paul Catrona, legendary color man, here with us tonight. And Paul, I hope you're excited.
Oh, very excited. You know, I was just listening to Stu Boyer talk about the Lancaster Canisius game. It's a beautiful night out in every one of these games. It's perfect weather. That hurricane is not coming up north. It's going to stay a little to our south. We hope the best for those folks, and for us tonight, we've got some beautiful weather on a Friday night, and it's football season.
Yeah, before we get to that, we do have some sad news to pass along this evening. We've learned today that legendary longtime Kenmore East football coach Richard Dick Sparky Adams passed away today. He coached Kenmore East from 1964 to 1977, earning a record of 81, 26, and 5. Again, a legendary coach from Kenmore East. As Kenmore East grew and myself, it's definitely a sad day in Bulldog land. Paul, you were just happened to be at the Will South Kenmore East game at Dick Sparky Adams Field. That field is named after. Just a tough loss for that community.
Definitely a tough loss. I was thinking back. I was a Kenmore West grad. I was on the football teams, and I do not believe we once got any victories in my years against Kenmore East at that time, and they were a powerhouse. Just a great organization, and Coach Adams, just a great coach. Great
coach, great man. He will surely be missed. And we'll certainly keep an eye on what his celebration of life events will be scheduled. But again, Dick Sparky Adams, Kenmore East legendary coach, passed away today. In other news, again, we are on the Friday Night Final Drive. We have a lot of big games happening, so let me bring up our Octo box for you. I think we got some extra audio going. There we go. We got rid of that. Let me bring this down for you. It might be blaring some of your eardrums. There we go. So you can see our Octo box. We have game 1. We have Lancaster and Canisius. That big game is happening. Still no score on that one. Our second game, which is in commercial, Maryvale against Falconer, Cassadaga Valley Maple Grove, battle of unbeatens in Class B2. And then game 3, Jamestown's already leading Niagara Falls 14-0. Fredonia 13-0 over Silver Creek Forestville. Game 5, we still have no score between Salamanca and Southwestern. Game 6 is Iroquois and Pioneer. And Game 7, we have Williamsville North 14-0 over Lockport. And then Game 8, Randolph 14. Oh, I'm not 14-0. We just had another score, 21-0 over Gowanda Pine Valley. And then in a special bonus Game 9, we have Williamsville East leading Kenmore West 13-0. So those are 8 games happening now. And do we have a game in the red zone, Nick? Is that game 2? All right, we're going to head to game 2. Paul, we're jumping right.
6 yards for the first touchdown of the game, and the Legends lead 6-0. Right up the middle.
Right up the gut. Like we said, they're going to run things. You got to do things a little differently to open those holes. They do it on that play, especially right after you saw they were stopped on the first down play. Great job. Great job by that offensive line right there for Lancaster. You saw that hole completely opened up. That was all about an offensive line right there, as they do a great job of opening that hole for Micah Harry.
And they will try to add the extra point. Cannon Converse. Kick is up, and it's good. And with 11:40 to play in the second quarter, the Legends have taken a 7-0.
Four down territory, and again, they've thrown one pass in the game, if my recollection is correct, and that's that long bomb to lead off the beginning of the game. Let's see if they pass again. Or they've thrown a couple of passes, I'm sorry.
Rolling out to the right side, trying to get the blocking to the corner of the end zone. And it is caught, but short of the end zone, down at around the 1 yard line. So a big stand by the Golden Cougars as they force Maryville to get a turnover on downs. So that was number 32 on the catch for Maryville. That was Hunter Murphy, the senior.
Back to our Octo box. As you can see, none of these games really in the red zone right now. Paul, though, you were at Williamsville South, Kenmore East. Back and forth game between these two teams, but ultimately it was the Billies pulled away with it by the end.
Yeah, both teams put up a good defensive front at times, and then the offense would score quickly. So when we were talking about it, I was mentioning how the Williamsville South Billies, their defense from game 1 to game 4, over that course of time, has become a big play defense. The game turned on a defensive play on a bad snap on a punt for Ken East. It was down around the 6 yard line. South scored, and then East actually came down, scored again. So the game was only a 6-point game, and Williamsville South was stalled, punted. East was on the move. They were by about the 30-yard line, and then once again that South defense, who's been just opportunistic, they've given up some yards but made huge plays, stopped it, and South drove.
Quarter. And Paul, as we head back to the Octo box, I want to ask you this question: we saw this Will South team. They came out of the gate with a tough loss to Will East. Then they lost. They were 0-2. They lost to Maritime, but they've seemingly had some nice wins the past couple weeks. Is this a case of, this team they're playing weaker opponents, or is Will South really getting better as the season goes on?
Yeah, it's an interesting question because what I've been talking about is the maturation of a team. I've been watching now for 5 games, and in those first 2 games, they're under a new coach, Joe Licata, longtime area person who everybody knows from Will South and UB. Had a little bit of chance in the NFL with the Cincinnati Bengals, but Coach Licata took over. 21 seniors left. Those first 2 games, it was almost trying to get to know one another. In all seriousness, and who's going to do what role. And now I'm starting to watch that offense. It's a shared combination between 2 quarterbacks, one who's a gunslinger and doesn't run too much, and then one who is a very good quarterback but a fantastic runner. And so their offense seems to be a 1-2 combination. Yesterday, the younger quarterback, sophomore, just was having a tough game. Wasn't his best game. He came off a four touchdown game the game before. So smartly, Coach Licata kept feeding in Jason Green, the other quarterback, and he could run it. He was making first downs. I really liked the way I saw South maturing as an offense. And then, as I said, their defense has given up some yardage, particularly on the ground, but the last 3 games have made huge plays that stopped an opponent at the right time, just whether it's an interception or a fumble recovery. So that's something very interesting to see. And then also their special teams, same thing, just getting better every game. So to your question, are they the real deal? They're a coming deal. They're a coming deal, and they're super excited. Coach Licata's really got them focused. It'll be an interesting final 4 games for them.
All right, as we look at our Octo box,
Two-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 8 from the 14. So the Legends, last time in this situation, they held on, and of course Canisius hurt themselves with penalties last time in the red zone, and we'll see if the Crusaders can do a better job this time around. And the ball's on the ground. It's loose. Canisius falls on it. Well, obviously there was a miscommunication there, and it was almost really costly for the Crusaders, but fortunately for them, they fell on.
High school was really kind of trying to
really
get into that almost an NFL mode. They're trying to find those open spots with these RPOs and put the defense back on their heels.
Yeah, and you mentioned, in high school, the other thing you got to realize is that the hash marks are much wider to the side of the field, so there's actually an advantage in terms of what hash mark you're on. Where the NFL, they're both kind of in the same spot.
Yep,
And
exactly.
and it's supposedly to help make offense better. All right, we're going to game 8 right now. Back to our Octo box. So Randolph off to a good start. It seems like maybe they got a little rust, but they don't have any rust, right, Paul?
No rust at all. Those boys were probably just waiting for this game. Not being able to play last week, so there was a lot of pent up emotion and energy there.
All right, and we do have another scoring update. Looks like Kenmore West scored, so it's Williamsville East has the ball on their own 40, up 13-6, 7 minutes to go in the second quarter. All right, why don't we head back to game 1? It looks like Canisius scored.
To tie it up here.
That right there was an impressive pass by Pinichev. It really was. He really fit that right in and found his man inside the end zone.
I would say that was a big-time play on both ends. The kick is up, and it's good. And with 7:16 to play here in the second quarter, we're all tied up at 7. Let's take a quick break. You're watching high school football on Western New York Athletics.
All right, we'll head back to our Octo box. Canisius ties it up with Lancaster. So it looks like in the second quarter now that Canisius Lancaster living up to everything we expected it to be.
Yeah, that is going to be the premier game of the evening. I think two of the top ranked teams in high school football in Western New York right now. A private school versus a public school. There's a lot on the line for the public side. In the private side too. Lancaster's a historic premier program, and Canisius, like a lot of teams I've noticed this year, for whatever reason, maybe the pandemic, you don't really know, but a lot of seniors graduated, so they're also a team that's kind of in flux, trying to find out who they really are, and going against Lancaster, who has a monster number of kids on the team. It's nice to see. That's gonna go a long way to help them define who they are this season.
I just found out it was Nick Panichev finding Evan Dean for a 17-yard touchdown reception. That was the latest touchdown for Canisius to tie that game. Fredonia has gone to the end of the first quarter, 27-0. They lead Silver Creek Forestville. And we have a scoring update. Let's All right, let's head back to our Octo box, see if anybody else is in the red zone. Why don't we check in with Game 5? That's Salamanca just outside the we'll head back out. We'll head out to Game 1.
Another scoring update coming from Maryville as Maryville leads 13-0 over Falconer Castle.
we'll head back out to our 8-box. We do know, let's see. It looks like Canisius has the ball back. I mean, we know Lancaster was driving at one point close to the red zone, but it looks like they didn't do anything with that. So while that's going on, we'll try to. It looks like Game 6 is at halftime, so that so it looks like Iroquois is leading Pioneer 7-6 at the half. That game's at the half. Let's see. Game 7. Off in that one. We'll head back to our Octo boxes. Now we have 2 games in halftime right now as we at 7:55. We're only about 25 minutes into tonight's Friday Night Final Drive Week 5 edition. I'm joined by Paul Catrona in my co-host this week. Let's see what else is going on here. Why don't we head back to Game 7? Back to our 8-box right now. See, we have a bunch of lopsided victories, very different from last week. Because Nick was here with me, we had about 3 games with under 10 points or less decided. So it was fun going back and forth between all of those. So we know we have 2 games at the half right now. And it looks like Lancaster head back to the Octo box. All right, we'll head to game 1, and it looks like Lancaster has the ball inside the red zone.
Scoring
game.
updates
Yeah, go
for you
ahead,
too,
sure.
Stu. Q2, Jamestown up 27-0 over Niagara Falls. Drake to Pennabenko, and Fredonia 31-yard touchdown pass from Fry to Whitfield. 34-0 lead for Fredonia right there.
Well, we've got one of the few close games tonight, Tom.
Yeah, well, listen, we always pick the good ones, right?
Well, Stowe's going to keep it himself, and he gets inside the 20 down to about the 17 or 18-yard line. It'll be second down, and now Lancaster will take a timeout with just – we're in the final minute of the first half. And Lancaster would obviously like to get the lead before halftime. In a perfect world, they could score and leave Canisius no time to do anything with on the clock as we look down at. True compliment, 2 and 4 Olean, and you're 100% correct. Well, here we go, 2nd and 8 from the 19 for the Legends. Stolt rolls to the right, and he's knocked out of bounds. And it'll be 3rd down.
So the
That
reps
was
run in.
Cologne, actually, I think. And you know what, Tom? I think they changed numbers. He's wearing number 4. Forty-five seconds showing on the clock. Now Stolt looks, rolls a little bit to the right, throws it, caught, dropped by Harry. He couldn't hang on to that one. And there's a flag on the far side.
That's going to be a late hit, Stu.
And that'll give him a 1st down, won't it?
It depends whether they do the 5 or the 15, of course, but you would think a hit out of bounds like that is going to go as a 15-yarder.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, and a 1st down. So once again, Canisius is hurt by the penalty.
Roughing the passer, though, is one of the 4 plays that is an automatic 1st down. That is one of the ones that is automatic.
So 1st down for Lancaster with 38 seconds left on the clock. 1st and goal from the 10. 1st and goal from the 10 for the Legends. They'll hand it off to Micah Harry, and he's stopped after maybe 2 or 3 yards. And Lancaster, if they want, can take a timeout, and they do. That's their 2nd timeout of the game. So that Canisius penalty keeping the drive alive, providing a 1st down. I'm going to say Canisius is getting close to 10 penalties in the half.
is nearing the halftime point. And we know Jamestown, they still have 3 minutes to go, but they've had a couple scores in that one as well. Why don't we head...
And that inches Drake even closer to breaking Jake Sisson's passing record.
And one thing that beats good coverage is better route running. That time right there, Melendez didn't really cut across all the way for a post, kind of just working those hashes on the what we used to call a seam route. It's right past the linebackers, but also right behind the safety, and Drake puts it in the perfect spot for him.
It's a give to Wright. He crosses the 40 to the 35 and gets knocked out of bounds. And the pass completion to Melendez was for 27 yards. And right now, from what I'm seeing, he's at 133 yards passing. So he's less than 40 yards shy of hitting that promised land. And he's still got 3 games to go in the regular season, plus the postseason to pad that even more.
All right. Oh, and, I apologize. I thought Williamsville North and Lockport went to the half, but I was wrong. And, in fact, Lockport just scored, so it's now 26-15 in that one. So Lockport not going away in this one. We'll head back, though.
And that's going to be another first down.
Jamestown. We'll mute Norman Collin right now.
Jamestown.
In this one.
I was just thinking Jamestown seemed to have a tougher start, but again, they're one of those clubs that have been dominant year in, year out, that I believe is starting to play some good ball. They'll be interesting in the final few games down the stretch.
You can see this play right now from Drake. Watch this pass. Oh, I don't know how he pulls that in.
Yeah, just
that looks like a high. That was a high level play. Great throw over the defender, and the receiver just in the perfect spot was able to turn his body and make the catch. Right, Paul?
Yeah, just really well designed, beautiful execution. And then the receivers. I've been watching some of these receivers in high school. They're either going up high pointing the ball, bringing it down. Last night we watched Peoples make a catch on his backside. It's just an amazing time in football in Western New York.
All right, and we'll go over to Fredonia, where it looks like they just scored again with under 10 seconds to go in that one. A little end-around play, and the running back, look what he had to fight through to 5-6 guys to get to the end zone.
Yeah, keep the legs churning, keep moving, get north-south, and good things happen. And Fredonia is just really giving no mercy to Silver Creek tonight.
Yeah, so that'll take that one to half. So Fredonia leads Silver Creek 41-0. I think most of our games are now at halftime. So on that note, we will take a short break in this one. So you're watching the Friday night final drive with Francis Beck and Paul Catrona on Western New York Athletics.
I love being home.
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it, and we'll make it happen. Our local real estate experts and in-house team of financial professionals make buying or selling your home simple. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
I love being home.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For all your insurance questions, call the Wolf at 835-WOLF.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
Western New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses and are equipped with on-site x-ray and labs to help you feel better, faster. With 4 convenient locations open 7 days a week, Western New York Immediate Care is here to help when and where you need us. Visit us online to learn more.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
Being home.
Life can be full of surprises, but not always the good kind. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care, and we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
All right, welcome back to the Friday Night Final Drive. Francis Beck, joined by Paul Catrona. We're back. We do have an update from Lancaster. It is at halftime now. Lancaster looks like they kicked a field goal. They're up 10-7 at the half with about 10 minutes or so to go in the second half. We hoped we were having a little trouble with our computer out there. We should be back up pretty soon, though, in that one. And then the other game we've been following, our bonus game. Actually, we're going to go to 3 first, where it looks like Jamestown scored again. They lead this one 39-0, pending the extra point from Ella Carpenter.
So, Francis, I was talking about there is no mercy rule in football.
No, there is no mercy rule.
So they're going to have to play these games out. Some of these games are getting.
You can do it now. You can do a running clock if both coaches agree to it in the second half. You can do a running clock
to speed it up.
Yeah,
because I was wondering. If you have a team like Jamestown now, you're way out ahead.
Yard line, the Lancers
players getting hurt maybe in that second half. There's other games coming down, but you had also talked about there's no mercy rule, but for the points or the points differential, it only counts as 20 regardless.
Yeah, so if you win by 40 in your point differential, it only counts as plus 20. So the same marking, if you lose by 40, it only counts as negative 20. So that's, so sometimes as, I want to bring us up, you can see Iroquois Pioneer as the Chiefs are in the red zone right now. After this play, I'll explain more. So handoff looks like to Barry. He gets a couple yards. So what happens is sometimes, a team might be up 18, by 18 points late in the fourth quarter. You can say, hey, the game's out of reach, but they still might be going for the other touchdown because they want to get that 20.
True.
So, so it's kind of weird. So sometimes situations like that, if you don't know the rule, you might think, man, you guys are already up 18-0. It's 3 minutes to go. You guys are going to win this. Why you guys keep trying to score? Well, they want the 20.
Because that's going to affect that could affect seeding.
Because that is. And that's the second. That's the second tiebreaker.
Got it.
As well. So in these situations, and we've seen it come into play multiple times. If there's, no head-to-head matchup, or if the head-to-head is like equaled out or whatever, if you played odd number of games, that it's the point differential ultimately comes into deciding what seed you get. And not even what seed you can get, but in some cases, it can be the difference between getting the number 1 seed or even getting the number 7 seed in the playoffs.
Right. So that definitely plays into it. So teams will want to be out there. They want to get above 20, get a little bit of comfortable.
Maybe
if
get
they
to
can
yourself
get
to
it.
28, 29. That's probably your comfort level. You give yourself a little buffer. But yeah, that's what you're going for. But you don't need necessarily to put 40 or 50 up. Although sometimes it happens naturally, you're not going to tell your players to stop. Meanwhile, it's a team who's put up a lot of points this season, the Chiefs, with the ball inside the red zone. Toss out to Barry, and he stopped at the 1. That'll make it 2nd and goal in this third quarter. 7-6 right now, Iroquois leads. A lot of these teams coming back from the half. We know Southwestern is about a minute or so away, we believe, from coming back. They're up 6-3 over Salamanca, we believe. Believe it or not, Jamestown, they're still in first half play, 40-0 over Niagara Falls. As there's a run up the middle to Barry, and he walks in for the touchdown. So Iroquois is going up 13-6, pending an extra point or 2-point conversion. Again, battle of the unbeatens in Class B1. Class B1, we know Lancaster is still at the half, 10-7. Third quarter, third quarter about to begin over at Williamsville East. They're up 13-6 over Kenmore West as Iroquois lines up for the extra point. In this one, kick is up, and the signal is good. So 14-6, Iroquois leads in this important battle. Why don't we check out? We'll go up to Game 2. That's Maryvale and Cassadaga Mary Falconer Maple Grove. Why don't we go to Jake Fyack and Jim Craig?
His favorite receiver has been Welsh. We'll see.
Sopak is going to be the carrier, and Hill able to wrap him up, throw him down. Wasn't a fumble on the play. As soon as Sopak went down, he ended up losing the ball, but was down by contact. But Hill, coming off the edge with that burst of speed with his size, is just incredible. Coming off the edge, able to bring down Sopak, and now bring up a 3rd down and 20 yards to go.
Again, he's 6 foot, but a solid 225. And with, as you mentioned before, Jacob, with a lot of speed, good speed burst, both on the offensive side and especially shown here a couple of times on the defensive side. And it seems like when they need a big play, they get it from either him or Caldwell. So Maryville is following through on defense, that's for sure.
Like
so we got a Golden
West
Cougar down.
So
looks like it's the
13-12.
quarterback Sopak.
Now the extra
He's currently
point,
down
so Kenmore West,
in the huddle
point away or
along his
conversion,
team sidelines.
They're going to go a little pull
so
back.
We'll see here on the broadcast booth, actually, as we get let's talk a little bit about some of the players on the squad. And one of the guys that I feel like we haven't mentioned so far was William Rathburn III, who's the senior fullback and linebacker on this Maryvale team. Along with him and Ryan Benson, who's also a senior tight end, also plays linebacker. And speaking to head coach Nick Tadaro, he's mentioned about how both these guys have created a dynamic linebacking duo and arguably probably the best linebacking duo in Western New York, as we've seen it throughout this game. And even Justice Hill, who's come up big in the pass rushing attack.
And just drive that ball home the way West did.
Good movement and penetration from
Maple
front
Grove
7 of Maryvale.
As the ball
those names that you mentioned.
They're looking for their first score.
Just an excellent job. They've kind of, on this drive, they've smothered Falcon. Let's see if Falcon can get things going.
And the carry up the middle may have gotten a yard. That
There you
was
go,
number
4-0
8,
on the season.
Mathis Bear, the sophomore,
the
who's in at
Cougars,
quarterback.
meanwhile,
First snap he saw, he
they
ended
are
up,
3-1.
he
Their
fumbled
low
it, able to
loss
recover
coming
it,
to
but
Cheektowaga,
picked up
who
about
is
maybe a
also
yard, if not,
undefeated in
actually
league
may have
play
given him
this
no
year. Their only
gain, so
loss
he's
coming
still
first week of
fourth
the
down
season
very,
to
very long.
West
The punting
Seneca
unit will have to
East.
come out.
So they're looking for a big win at Maryvale as we'll head.
What started out to be
Let me turn the volume back on.
a great series turned.
Let's head back to the Octo box right now, see what other games are happening right now. Let's see. Why don't we check in? Why don't we see what's going on in Game 3? That's still in the first half in this one. Here's Norman Collin.
4 interceptions this season for the junior. He's got about as much.
We'll wait and see if the Wolverines drive will, what we think will likely continue here with 1:03 left on the clock. And that was number 15, Levander Grant Dolson there, the punter, getting helped off the field. We hope he's okay.
So 2 penalties. I'm wondering if it's going to be both on Jamestown or one on each team, or from one of the referees' indications, one of them is going to, looks like one of them will be on the Wolverines because he was pointing in that direction. They're taking quite a bit of time to get this situated.
As the head official is going to go have a conference with Coach Donald Bass of the Wolverines.
So while we're waiting, we'll talk about what teams these both will be playing.
Early in this fourth quarter, early in this third quarter, we saw the end of the half right on this side of the field. Salamanca have a chance. What did they made the field goal at the end, right, Paul?
They made the field goal after an amazing catch. One of those wide receivers we've been seeing all over Western New York that are really just high pointing the ball, came down with it, almost got into the end zone. Offense stalled a little bit and got that chip shot field goal though.
Yep. So Southwestern has the ball. It looks like it's 2nd and 9. They're going to line up in the I formation in this one. Snap, toss to the left side over to, I believe that's Panis, running to the outside. Oh, he gets chopped down. Good play by the defensive back there, making the tackle low, making contact low, and for minimal gain. As we'll head over to Game 8. Game 8, where right now looks like it's Randolph. Or early in this, Randolph just scored, make it 39-0 pending the extra point. So Randolph, another team off to a great start. We mentioned it earlier. They won by forfeit last week to Frewsburg, but again, no rust for these guys. 40-0 early through early in this third quarter. So they are doing fine as well. As we'll head back to our Octo box. When we head back to Southwestern right now, the Trojans have the ball. QB rolling out to the right side, looking for someone to throw to, and that one goes out of bounds on 3rd down. So 4th down upcoming for the Trojans, trying to add on to their 3-point lead in this one, as it looks like the second half action from Lancaster is going to be underway soon. So we'll bring you that action momentarily in that one. Other games happening right now. It looks like Looks like they're still trying to figure things out in Jamestown. That game is still in the first half at this point here, so we'll keep an eye on that one. But it's right now 4th down, and Southwestern is going to try a field goal. So the snap, hold, kick is up. We're going to need a signal. And it looks like it was good. Scoreboard changed.
Good. You know, I was going to talk about the field goal kicker on Kenmore East last night. And I'm watching some of these high school teams running field goal kickers out. Earlier in the year, I didn't see much kicking. And last night we were watching number 9, Austin Turnbull for Kenmore East, who also plays strong safety, free safety. It's as fast as a flash and has a leg that I think it's going to put him in contention for a college, perhaps a college scholarship. He has he hit 2 field goals from about 30, 35 yards out. They were beautiful strikes, and then his kickoffs were going down to the 20 to the 15. I'd love to see the high schools when they have that kicker. It puts another dimension into their offense, into their decision making when they get a drive stalled in the offensive zone. And as we just watched there, you know, those 3 points can come in handy.
Yeah, and you mention it, a lot of times, especially like there, you're 4th and 7, you're deep in the territory, but you feel like your drive stalled. If you're close enough, that's a good time to take a field goal. Let's get some points out of this so all this big drive we just had doesn't turn out for nothing, or the field position you just had, maybe you're kind of sputtering, but you can still get points out of it.
Yep. And it's last night, Kenmore scored 9 points, which as the game went in late into the 4th quarter, those extra 9 points made one touchdown, actually a 6-point game late into the 4th quarter. So they come in handy when you have a field goal kicker.
All right, and we're going to head over to Pioneer, where the Chiefs right now, big pass play over the middle that will get them right at the 20-yard line. So Chiefs inside the red zone. They're up 14-6. Looks like maybe late, midway through the 3rd quarter. Can't wait to see what the clock is on that one. But Chiefs driving again, looking to add on to their lead in this one. We'll also pull up, it looks like Maryvale is going to, they're punting away with the ball on their own end. So we'll keep an eye on the next drive for the Cougars. But right now it's going to be 1st and 10 on the 20, and it looks like, well, I didn't see a flag, but the way they're walking, it looks like there was a penalty.
It was a penalty. And it was a 10-yard penalty, so something happened there that we just didn't catch.
So snap, handoff to Barry. He jukes around, finds some room, and it looks like he gets about 5 yards, 5-6 yards inside, and there's some more dirty laundry on the field. And it looked like it did not involve the main part of the play.
No, I saw the two young men introducing themselves way beyond the play. Somebody was drive blocking and somebody was pushing, and they both ended up on the field. And their howdy doos to one another probably turned into a little pushing and little shoving and probably a little verbal altercation.
All right, we'll head to Game 8, where it looks like there was a turnover in that one. And it looks like Randolph has the ball now. So Gowanda, Vine Valley looking for their first points. They turn over the football. Randolph now has it 1st down at their own 45. I wonder if they're starting to bring in the backups in that game, as we'll head back. 2nd and very long for Kleitz and company. But they get all the yardage back and then some, as Barry then gets down to the 2. Looks like that was about a 18-yard gain on that one,
and straight up the middle.
From the shotgun, I kind of I get it sometimes. A draw play, the defense is expecting to pass. They're not really ready for the run, and the back can kind of slip in there. But I don't know. The fact that the running back doesn't have their head start and they can just take the ball and just go and get that many yards.
You see quarterbacks doing the same thing. I was talking to a couple of the coaches over the past few games, and they're playing they keep saying like, 5-3, and they're explaining this. But what I've noticed is the middle of the field's uncovered.
And it looks like we just had a touchdown for Salamanca. It looked like it was a long pass over the middle. Couldn't quite see who brought it in, but you can see the celebration right now. And I believe it's Salamanca, but I think they added the score to the wrong side. Yeah, they added the score to the wrong side, so I believe it will be tied up at 9 pending this extra point for the Warriors right now. And Nick, did you see what happened in the Pioneer? Oh, that game is going to the fourth quarter.
Now, with all these blowouts, now we're going to be watching for a 2-point conversion, and it's good. It's good. So, yep. Nick, which game was that? Sorry. That was Pioneer, right? Pioneer and Iroquois.
Yep, that's game 6.
We have a little technical timeout with Francis. Sometimes it's a computer, sometimes it's human beings, but now the 2-point conversion. Now this game is 10-9. So we do have a couple. We have a couple blowouts. We have a couple that are really, really close.
Exactly. I'll first apologize. I did have a cold earlier this week, and I'm still getting over it a little bit. That's why I brought the extra waters out over here. So still getting over that. Had a little tickle in my throat.
Well, I was doing a broadcast for the baseball finals in Binghamton, and Jack Cruiser, one of our announcers, and I were doing it, and suddenly I was in mid-sentence when some bug flew right into my throat, and I just started coughing on the air. Sometimes that happens when you're going live. You never know what to expect.
Exactly. As we're back in the Octo box, and we're going to head to Canisius at Lancaster. And it looks like he's one of those teams in the red zone, Nick?
I thought I saw Lancaster was.
I think there was a turnover downs. It looks like Canisius has the ball. So Canisius down 10-7, as you can see, with the ball deep in their own end. As we will head over to Randolph right now. They're looking to score again midway through the third quarter. Why don't we check on game 4? Actually, we'll see right here with Randolph Gowanda, see if Randolph can score again in this one. Other scores happening here in Section 6. Let's see. 40-0 Jamestown at the half. Looks like St. Francis is tied with Archbishop Hoban at the half, 7-7. There's Gowanda has it 2nd and 4, but we'll go to game 2, where it looks like it's Cassadaga Valley Falconer Maple Grove inside the 20. They're looking for their first points of the game. We'll go with Jake Fyock and Jim Craig on the call.
But it always seems that Maryville can come up with that one big play, good penetration, right up the middle.
That was Robert Rohde there, able to meet up Caldwell right away and just bring him down immediately. So loss of 1 yard, 2nd down 11. This time Another carry towards the right side, picking up about a couple of yards more. And once again, it was Caldwell on the carry, Harper in on the tackle.
They're going to their bread and butter, Jacob, on this series, and it's working for them.
So that gives them a 3-yard pickup as the buzzer sounds for the end of the third quarter, as the Golden Eagles have a golden opportunity to try to get the goose egg on the board and to gain some momentum, but they got to try to find a way to get into the end zone once the fourth quarter gets started. But first, we'll take a break in our broadcast booth, and we'll be right back. You're watching Western New York Athletics.
With exclusive buyer insights and our 100% money-back guarantee, we're confident we'll find buyers for your home.
All right, we're gonna be. All right, we're back now.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with a location.
Just went to a break in that one. You can see our Lancaster and Canisius feed is back. Lancaster with the ball just outside the 10. In that one, excuse me. When we head though to play back to Maryville, handoff up the middle. We'll have Jake and Jim Craig take over.
And he got tackled right exactly at the 8-yard line. And they did pick up enough for the first down.
They're in the red zone, and first and goal.
Sopak now back into the game under center, trying to get over to Caldwell as they try to bulldoze their way closer to the end zone at the 5, and they'll actually put him at the 4. Pick up a 4 yards, set up a 2nd and goal.
Tackled by a host of Flyers. 2nd and goal.
Again, Caldwell is a workhorse in this series.
Looked like they might just keep with Caldwell. And they do. He gets tripped up right before he gets into the end zone. That was a big touchdown-saving tackle.
It was an excellent tackle. I couldn't see the number on that. Really nice job.
Just don't look like it was Noah Irby, the sophomore, that may have tripped up Caldwell on the tackle. It was a pickup of 3 yards. 3rd and goal at the 1-yard line. Goal line against goal line. Golden Cougars offense versus the Flyers defense. 10 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter.
And you know Maryville will be looking for Caldwell.
Sopak trying to get it in. Did he get enough? Got pushed in, and the signal is a touchdown. So quarterback keep by number 2, Lucas Sopak, the junior. And finally, this Golden Cougars offense able to get the goose egg off the board.
That was a great sustained drive on that play. And in my opinion,
all right, so you can see Cougars going for the extra point, trying to cut the Maryville lead in half. Right here, you can see that kick is up, and it is good. So 13-7, Maryville leads Casadega, Falconer, Maple Grove in that one. We did just bring a brand new game into the red zone. We're changing that bonus game. We're gonna put it as our game 8. We know Randolph has taken care of business in their game, so we're gonna bring now. You can see Kenmore West and Williamsville East. Williamsville East, they're coming off that big 42-35 win over Sweet Home, undefeated, but right now they are down by a touchdown to Kenmore West. Actually, what is it? They're down by more than a touchdown. 14
9-point lead for West
9-point lead.
now.
So that's a two-score game late in the 3rd quarter, and I think I just saw some flags for some late hits, which will help Will East. But this is certainly the biggest upset of the night as far as we can see at the moment. I know we McKinley was in a short one. Was in a, let's see, last check it was McKinley was up 22-7 at the half over West Seneca West. Haven't received a second half scoring update from that one. In that one. So, but this is certainly upset of the night.
Well, Will East at 4-0, Ken West at 2-2. Definitely would be considered an upset right now.
And it looks like, did Maple Grove just score again? Let's go back to Jake Fyack and Jim Craig.
we're going to see, we saw Dalton Caldwell just kind of take over the offensive side of the game. Let's see if you get the.
Okay, so I don't think there was a score.
Who we think
I don't
from
want to alarm anybody.
Maryville may go,
I
and
do
that
think
would be
that kickoff
Justice
did
Hill.
go
So
deep. So we'll certainly keep an eye on that one. Cougars trying to make that one a game. Big showdown in Class B2. As we will head back to the 8 screen right now. Where it looks like, we'll head to game 1 actually, where it looks like Canisius. No, I'm sorry, Lancaster has the ball in their own zone, so I was looking at that one wrong. Let's go to game 8. Oh, let me turn volume on. They're down. So Williamsville East, undefeated, as we mentioned earlier. They're down right now to Kenmore West by 2 scores. But they are driving.
Yep, and Willie's has had a great play out of the quarterback, Sansone, and here we see him doing it, and just to the outside, maybe just a little bit too much to the outside, I'm sorry, outside of the receiver, but he threw it in the point where you really wanted it to go. Nobody was going to catch it unless his man did it. Sansone's had a very good year so far, and they also have a very good rusher in number 21, Orsani. So East is a very balanced team. So for Kenmore West to be up this far, that's good for them. But I'd still go with the team that can go with that pass and with that run, and they're home.
Yeah, and they're home, and again, they have a lot of time left too.
A lot of time.
Some of these games are in the fourth quarter, but this one's still in the third. So East scores here, and they're within one score, and they still have plenty of time to come back in this one. So no reason to hit the panic button if you're a fan of the Flames. But we're going to head out to right now Southwestern, where it is just going out to the fourth quarter. So we'll check in on that in a few moments. We'll head back, though, to our Octo box to see what else is going on in Section 6. It looks like Lancaster, we just saw a few moments ago, had the ball deep in their own end. Right now they have the ball around their own 45-yard line. And we are just told Fredonia just scored in their game. What was that? Okay. It looks like. Oh, I'm sorry. It looks like Canisius or Lancaster punted from their own. So Canisius has the ball at their own 45 right now. I'm sorry, on the Lancaster 45 right now. A pass. Falls incomplete, so Canisius trying to take the lead in this one. They're down 10-7. We'll head back to our Octo box right now. Seeing what other games are going on. When we check out Game 8, pass to the right side. And that was stopped. That's a fourth down stop right there by Kenmore West. They're going to get the ball back up 2 scores late in this fourth quarter. And meanwhile, we're going to head out to Williamsville North just across the way where it looks like the Spartans just scored. And they right now lead 44-15 pending the extra point in this one. Remember, Williamsville North down early in the first quarter, 21-0 to Jamestown. They come back, lose by a point last week, and their offense continues to roll 45-15 over Lockport in that one. Other games we're keeping an eye on. Why don't we check out Game 5? It looks like Southwestern has the ball inside the 20. We believe they are down 16-9 to Salamanca. 11 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. They're going to line up in the pistol formation. Snap. Throw over the middle. And that is caught. And receivers taken down for about a 4-yard gain. Going to make it, looks like, fourth down.
Fourth and a yard?
Yeah, about 4th and 2. I'm not seeing the down marker on the scoreboard has updated yet, but I believe it was 3rd down and 11 before. So it looks like it was an 8-yard gain. Trying to see.
So these are those situations where you say, I have 2 to get 1, 2 to get 2, right? On 3rd down. I'm sorry, I thought it was.
We're not sure of the down because I thought that was 3rd before, but it doesn't
doesn't
matter.
matter.
Yeah,
they got one to make 6. So
yeah, so
good
touchdown for Southwestern. They're going to retake the lead. It is going to be 15-10, if my math does me right. pending this extra point or 2-point conversion. Paul, would you go for the 2 here if you're Southwestern?
Yes. Yes, I would.
Get the 7 points?
Yes.
Yeah, 5, 6 doesn't mean much, but 7 makes a little bit of a difference. So we'll stay here to see what they do. We'll also keep an eye. We know last we saw Canisius was nearing their own red zone in that one. We have a bunch of games tonight. Again, we just brought on that Willie's Kenmore West game, and that pass is
looking good.
Looks like it's good.
Yep.
So it will be 17. Oh, I'm not seeing the scoreboard update yet. So we're still waiting. Well, we'll wait here to see if the scoreboard's going to update, but Southwestern does score. We mentioned Kenmore West leading Williamsville East in that one. We just saw Williamsville North score a touchdown. They're taking care of business against Lockport. What game we haven't checked in on a while is this one out in Pioneer. See, it's the Panthers with the ball down 27-6 in this fourth quarter. Panthers trying to come back in this one. Iroquois has had been the most electrifying offense this season, as right now it looks like the defense gets a big stop in the backfield.
Yeah, I was going to say an electrifying defense also.
Defense, offense, they have it all. They've been,
You know, Iroquois always, I think, traditionally puts out a very tough team, and every few years a really great team. And you're seeing tonight a team that they're taking care of their business tonight. That's for sure.
All right, and we're going to go to game one where it looks like Canisius just scored. Here's Stu and Tom.
22-yard touchdown pass.
A touchdown pass. Stay right there, Mario. Stay right there, buddy.
To Jaden Clark, gives the Crusaders the lead 13-10 with 23 seconds to play here in the third quarter. As you see the Canisius fans celebrating. So I'm assuming that was water that came out there. And the Crusaders look to add the extra point. And the kick is up and good. And with 17 seconds to play here in the third quarter, it's Canisius 14, Lancaster 10. So that field.
All right, we're going to head okay, there we are at Game 7, where it looks like Lockport is not giving up in this one, down 45-15. They are inside the 10, and they're going to try to score another touchdown. One thing we've noticed about this Lockport team, there's no quit. They faced a similar situation against Jamestown earlier in the season by a blowout, and they kept scoring. I think they scored maybe 3 or 4 touchdowns in just the fourth quarter after the game was out of reach.
You know, you always like to see teams that just hang in there. I was just thinking of the, we were talking about Williamsville South earlier in their second game. I believe it was against Maritime Health Science. They were down quite a bit, but in the fourth quarter, they made some plays, and those plays carried over to their next game. So you always, you're always building. You're always building no matter what the score is.
As there's a run to the outside, but the Will North defense is able to make the stop on what looks to be second down. So that will make it third and short. Third and about 5. Looks like they can get the first down without scoring a touchdown in this one. Let's see. Trying to keep an eye on other games as well happening. Believe every game's in the second half. Every game is in the second half except for that Jamestown Will North game, which is still at halftime. So you get the snap to the quarterback, thrown. Is it caught? We'll see what the official signal is. Paul, did you see a signal? I think that one might have been incomplete.
Yeah, it was so far. It's so on the shot it's so far, and we can't quite see it. But one of the indicators are, to your point, was I didn't see either team jumping up and down, and now it looks like they're into the fourth quarter. So I mean, another indicator would be, did somebody jump up and down? Somebody score? Oh, it might be a timeout.
Quarter, this will most likely.
Yeah, you're right, definitely. So you see other games happening right now. No one else really in the red zone. Let's still check Game 4. Looks like Silver Creek has it in their own end. They're down 41-7, looking to add more to their game right now. We'll check in Game 1. Lancaster just gave up a touchdown. And that one, as you can see here, a pass out to the right side, trying to get the first down, end of the third quarter coming up in that one. Looks like we just had a big play in Game 4. Silver Creek just had a run up to the left side. So Silver Creek right now moving the ball well. Why don't we go in for Shannon Davis, Rob Torino on the call for this one.
Great to see all the youth football players out here with their new Fredonia Midget League jerseys and big smiles on their faces.
It's kind of cool that they're wearing the black jerseys, similar to the varsity team.
Yeah, absolutely.
They used to be the orange ones.
Right. Galfo keeps it again. He's looking at the outside. Good job by Stalter keeping containment at corner.
Another first down for the Black Knights.
Nice run. But Stalter there, if you watch that replay, he held his ground. Now it's downfield, good up yardage, but corner. Galfo really wants to go out by the numbers, but he wouldn't let him, and he saved a touchdown run there.
So Snyder is 90 of 146 for a 61.6 completion percentage. He's thrown for 1,026 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. So a decent start to the season for him. Like I said, he's been putting up some numbers. Now, I haven't heard an update on...
So I just got a update from Southwestern. Salmaca's winning 9-10 with just over 6 minutes left in the third. So, again, low-scoring game. Salmaca must have put one in, and sounds like Southwestern kicked another field goal because it was 6-3. So a touchdown and a field goal the second half so far.
All right, we're going to head over to Southwestern. We believe that score is actually, well, right now, actually, it still says 15 for Southwestern. So it looked like maybe 15-10 right now. Trojans lead in that one. I think they had a scoring update from earlier in the night, so they're a little behind on that one. You can see the Trojans right now have the ball. It appears they still have the lead in this one, trying to get a second score to close this one out with under 6 minutes to go in that one. Why don't we head to Game 3, where it looks like Jamestown scored once again. They lead this one 46-0 pending the extra point. It's like they're having some issues there, so we'll go to
it's a good rule in that sense.
Like that
51
right that one
for the Hillbillies
high school coach that.
See if there's anything close. Oh, there's big play action in Game 1.
Big first down for Lancaster as they try to answer the Canisius touchdown.
In essence, a screenplay, right there. And I love when you see a line really getting penetration, screenplays will work really well right there, and it does right there.
And now we're going to get a flag. I believe the Crusaders jumped off sides.
Offsides, Canisius.
So it'll be 1st and 5 now for the Legends.
Archbishop Hoban takes the lead 14-7 right now over, 21-7 over St. Francis.
And there's the handoff, and nowhere to run that time for Micah Harry. Shoved down to the ground, nowhere to go.
Medina scores again. It's 29-15 with 1:48 left inside the third quarter right there.
2nd and 5 for the Legends.
Here's a big one. I'll give you Lewis, who we know talked about as one of the top defensive players in Western New York.
There's a handoff to Harry. Not a lot of room to run there, but he squirts through. Looks like he gets inside the 20 or right about to the 20-yard line.
To our Octo box. Again, a lot of scoring you heard there. Scoring updates. 29-15, Medina right now leads. 46-0 Jamestown. We lured Trey Drake. Had a 33-yard pass. He becomes the all-time passing leader in Jamestown history. We knew that record was going to eventually fall. Well, congrats to him.
The night, that one a 20-yard run, and the Legends retake the lead.
Boy, Stu, that's how you answer, right? You answer, and they go up the gut with the answer. As you actually saw a nice movement there by Harry. Did you see the move? He makes a nice move inside the A gap right there, comes up big, and now puts points up on the board. That's the answer that Lancaster's looking for right there. But a great job, again.
that game. We saw the bench celebrating for Southwestern. I don't see any score. 144 left. It looks like maybe they got the ball and they have the lead 15-10. It's a chance for the Trojans to run out the clock and get a victory. So we'll check out these Big C South battle. Two teams undefeated at 2-0 in league play right now. Winner gets full control of first place for C South. As we notice on our other screen, Kenmore West quickly moved the ball to midfield and passed, although I am seeing a penalty flag, I believe. But Kenmore West moving the ball right now, trying to add on to their 2-point lead.
Yeah, and as you said, they like to run that ball. They want to move that clock and burn it out that way.
Meanwhile, we'll head. We have 3 games final at this point. We know Maryvale defeated the Cougars 13-7. Fredonia defeated Silver Creek Forestville 41-7, and then Iroquois defeated Pioneer 27-6. We know Lancaster is up 14-7 in the fourth quarter, and you can
Looks
see
like he
right
got
there.
stopped for a loss, maybe. Sam Judas in on the tackle.
A
I
big
think
stop
Canisius
there.
sideline upset again. I think.
All right. We'll keep an eye on that one as well. As right now, Kenmore West is about the 26-yard line, 1st and 10. Handoff to Atkins. He's going to bounce to the outside. You can see there he tried to stay in bounds, does. And with 5 minutes to go, this Kenmore West offense keeps moving. We're going to jump back over to Southwestern. Trojans have the ball at their own 25. 1:38 to go in this one. It looks like they'll just be trying to run out the clock, as we believe they're leading 15-10 in this one. Snap. It's like a QB keeper up the middle. QB loses his footing, but he's able to hold on to the ball. That at least looks like for Salamanca to take a timeout. So we'll head back over to Williamsville East, where Kenmore West continues to roll. Another 2-yard gain for the Blue Devils in that one. We're also keeping an eye on Lancaster Canisius. Looks like Canisius has a 4th and 11.
Francis is about. They're having a game right now, and Archbishop Hoban.
Panuchev under pressure. He throws deep toward the end zone. It's caught. Touchdown, Canisius.
Oh, what a catch.
Wow, what a play. A 35-yard touchdown pass. Jaden Clark hauls that one in and gets into the end zone. As you see on the replay, wow. What a play by the Crusaders. They take a 20-17 lead. And Mike Doctor will come on to kick the extra point.
All right, so Canisius retakes the lead. They convert on a 4th and 11 to take back the lead in that one. That one's a back and forth affair. Meanwhile, Kenmore West officially inside the red zone. They're at the 14, 1st and 10, 3:25 to go in that game. Timeout over. Southwestern is back at the ball. We're going to take the snap, though, from Kenmore West first. And actually, no, we're going to go over to Southwestern. You can snap, handoff to the outside, goes to the running back, and he's bottled up for a loss. So Southwestern defense makes a big play. Now we're going to go back to Williamsville East. Maryland I for Kenmore West. Handoff to Atkins, right side. He's going to get about 2 yards. It's going to set up 2nd and long, and then if you're Kenmore West, this is exactly what you want.
Yeah. Just, get 3-4 yards at a play, burn the clock down every 30 seconds, puts you that much closer to your victory. And now forcing East into a timeout situation. So Williamsville East is going to have to stop the run, probably use up all their timeouts in hopes of getting the ball and probably pretty deep in their own end.
Yeah, you wonder how many timeouts Williams at least has. I don't know if they're keeping track of timeouts on this graphic here, so I wouldn't take that as verbatim. We'll head back, though, to Southwestern. We have another timeout. Looks like for Salamanca, 1:26 to go in that one.
So basically the same situation where Salamanca is being forced to use those timeouts in hopes of getting the ball back. Now they might get it back in a little better position.
Now this looks like it's 4th and 16 for Southwestern. So it looks like Salamanca is going to get the ball with some time back. They're going to force a punt. It looks like they had a big play for a loss in that one. We're going to go over to Kenmore Westwards again. Atkins up the right side. I think they've run that same play 3-4 times, and they keep having success with it. Punt now by Southwestern is going to die almost at midfield. That's where Salamanca is going to get one last chance to keep their undefeated season alive in league play. Again, a 2-0 battle there. We'll head back to Williamsville East, 2:20 and counting. It's right now 3rd and short for the Blue Devils in this one. Maryland eye once again for Kenmore. What do you think they're going to go off to the right side again? And it looks like, was there a false start? Yeah, there was a false start on Kenmore West. So the last thing you wanted to have happen, if you're the Blue Devils, is we'll go back to our Octo box here. You can see a couple games have already ended. You might be able to see some games. There's stuff at the beginning going on that so the game is over in those games. We're mostly just be focusing on a few games here. We'll head back to Game 8. Let's go back to that one. Trojans in victory formation, as you can see. Under 30 seconds to go. Clock moving. And it looks like the Trojans, are going to win that one. They're calling them off. So Southwestern, 15-10 win over Salamanca. They take full control of first place in the Class C South. So congrats to big game there. That game lived up to its billing. A low-scoring affair, close one, and Trojans take C South. We'll head back to Williamsville East. Kenmore West trying to close out an upset right now against Williamsville East. They're up 2, looking for another score. Handoff to Atkins, right side. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Kenmore West. The Blue Devils going to go up 2 scores once again on the first, tied for first place. Williamsville East Flames.
Really just too easy, right?
Yeah, just too easy. Yeah. Again, just
going
off.
This is your stand. You have to stop them, and I think he goes in untouched.
Yeah, goes in untouched. And this Kenmore West team, how inspiring. This is a team, keep in mind, they were blown out by a Sweet Home team in the first week, a team that Willie's just beat by a touchdown last week. So this Kenmore West team has really done very well, really gotten hot late in the season. I do have another scoring update. Clarence up 48-6 over North Tonawanda, 4:41 left in the fourth quarter there in that one, a non-league A battle. happening right now. Kenmore West going for 2. Handoff to Atkins, right side, and that'll make it 30-20. That takes it actually from a 1-score to a 2-score game there, getting the 10 points.
I was thinking, even though I said, that last play really is your last chance, I knew that you needed to stop the 2-point conversion.
And it looks like we had a touchdown in game number 1.
Before the game, I heard a couple people here says, boy, we really want to see Harrington get into this game a little bit more. He had 5 catches that first week. He's had 5 since then, right? Really wanted to see him come up, and here he is. He comes up big, right? And really, that's the answer. But 2 minutes still left in this game. That's a lot of time, as we know in high school football. The question is, can Canisius answer? And you don't have a choice, right? It's got to be a touchdown.
Right,
it's the only way that you're going to be able to do this because there's no 4-point play out there.
McKinley is leading West Seneca West
So the
22-14.
Legends will kick it off.
We have that's a final now. McKinley just defeated West Seneca West 22-14, and with the impending loss coming to Williams-Lee's, they will take full control of the Class A2 division. That's breaking news in the Friday night final
I say this every time we do the Lancaster game. Are you going to ever bet against this Lancaster staff?
But you know what? I'm not going to bet against Canisius either.
No, I meant the coaching staff. We just talk about this coaching staff and how they just deliver all the time. And again, delivered again. Here's Coach Rupp right now trying to get the crowd into it.
And unfortunately,
he wants
on
his
that
crowd
side,
into it right
losing
now.
Tonight to an upset led by
First
Ken
and
West.
10 Crusaders at their own 29-yard
Last
line.
week, what was the upset? Star Point defeated Maritime, which, by the way, we found out they're down 50-0 to Bennett.
Against the Crusaders.
This week, it's Kenmore West
Lancaster by 4.
leading
2:07 to play.
leading
Paducah
Will East
back-to-back
by 10.
Under pressure,
Will
he
East, the
throws it
team we
away.
thought was a
incomplete.
would just be
He just got
Sweet
that
Home,
one away.
and it was
He got
undefeated.
buried.
So upset
back inside the
so
15.
it's Kenmore West this
It'll
week.
take him
There's
a
always got to
second
be
get up
one,
and
right, Paul?
recompose
Always
himself,
one.
but
That's
it's
why,
second and 10.
my wife will still say it. Well, you got to go play. I'm thinking, where'd you hear that from? Probably from when she was small, but it's so true, right? You have to go play the games to really find out who can come up and who can play and who can hold the line and who's going to be the upset victim that week.
All right, we're following right now really 2 games right now. You can see Williamsville East, Kenmore West. Flames trying to get 2 scores to save their undefeated record. Pass to the outside by Sansone. Gets out of bounds, his receiver does. And the other game we're following, of course, which was just on your screen moments ago, Lancaster scored, made it 24-20 over Canisius, under 2 minutes to go on that one. The private-public clash we've been waiting for years seems to be living up to the hype right now. So if you're not watching us, you're probably watching that game as that one heads to commercial. So we're going to stay with this one for the remaining 127. As Willie's, you can see, still driving, still trying to save their undefeated record. So Sansone in the pocket, throws to the right side. It's caught, and that's Faison Jr. makes the play. Perfectly designed play, I would say. Gets right out of bounds.
Yeah. Although I would imagine Ken West will give a lot of that field in the middle plays up just to burn the clock down.
And I do have, as we have an injury timeout at Kenmore West, I did find out for Clarence, Brady Culhane had 3 touchdowns. Dylan Reifenberg had 2 touchdowns. Both of them went to Jefferson Long. So this Clarence team rolling, we had them on last week on the Friday night final drive. This Clarence team is rolling. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with in A1, although we saw what Will North just did to Lockport, and then we still have, I almost forgot about it, Jamestown leading Niagara Falls 46-0. It's a non-league battle for Jamestown, but Jamestown in that Class A1 division nonetheless. So that is A1's going to turn into a really fun race between those 3 teams. As it looks like the Kenmore West players being helped off the field, so we'll head back to that one. Looks like back from commercial break is Canisius and Lancaster. So we're going to keep an eye on that one. Actually, we're going to give you that clip that really quick for Stu and
throws on the
Tom.
far side, caught for a first down, and still on his feet and still going, breaking tackles, and I think he was out of bounds.
All right, back to Williamsville East. Sansone and company trying for the comeback. Sansone out to the left side. He's going to run. Let's see how many yards they actually give him. Looks like he got awfully close to the sideline.
First down.
First down. Did they give him 10? Was that 10 yards?
At least, they're moving. Yeah.
He was awfully close to the sideline in
He
that angle.
was.
But you know what? Props to him. He's able to get outside, get a bunch of yards, and come up with a first down. It'll make it 1st and 10 from the 35. So Sansone's still moving.
A 15-yard run.
And Canisius moving right now.
Hand it off, a short gain inside the 45.
They have a short gain up the middle.
Howard Dolson on the carry that time. Clock ticks.
And we're going to head back to Williamsville East. It's Sansone in the shotgun. He looks. He's going to throw deep into the end zone. Faison is there. Oh, what a catch! Unbelievable! Oh, it tipped off I think it tipped off Atkins, the defender there.
Yes,
up in the air and
off his hands.
Faison Jr. makes the incredible catch. And with still a minute to go, the Flames are still alive in this one. Unbelievable.
So now if you're East and you have a field goal kicker, maybe you go for the 1 point. Somebody you feel good about. You'll be within a 3-point game.
Let's see, you're going 6. Okay, so you hit the field goal. It would be 27. But, I mean, if you miss, I guess I see your point. If you have a field goal kicker, you would go for the extra point, try to make it, and then you could go for the field goal. And if you miss it either way, you still have to get the touchdown. I don't know offhand if they do have a field goal kicker, but what an unbelievable catch by Faison.
That was, it's an amazing thing, though, because when these guys are running that fast and jumping and just keeping their eye on the ball, the defender made a nice play. I'm sure he wishes he would have knocked it down, obviously. Instead, it popped up in the air and caught by Williamsville. So, we thought this game I thought this game may have been over. I'll say I'll take the blame for that. But here's the extra point, and yes, they're going to go in that direction. Get within 3.
Get within 3. We're not sure the leg of that, what kind of leg that kicker has. Is Canisius and Lancaster's come back from break. I don't know. Maybe we can try to look that up. Maybe if the Williamsville East kicker has attempted any field goals, but. It looks like Lancaster and Canisius have come back from break. We'll let Stu and Tom take over for a little bit.
And there will be no overtime. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's highly unlikely. Now Panuchev throws to the side, the hook and ladder. The ball's loose. Are they going to call that an incomplete pass?
I don't think he ever possessed it. I think it went from hands right up. I don't think he ever possessed it, which is why it was an incomplete pass.
They're going to call that incomplete? It looked like.
Francis, they have not, and Williamsville East has not made a field goal this year.
Okay, so no field goal attempt. So it looks like Williamsville East will have to go to the end zone, but first they need to get the ball back, so they're going to have to do an onside. Remember earlier we saw them attempt an onside kick or up the middle, and the kicker was able to get it. There was some kind of penalty or something, and it was called back. But they will.
And I'm assuming without timeout. So.
And it looks like they're going to kick it from the 35s, from the 25. So there must have been some kind of penalty on the Flames. So that's going to hurt them even more. But all they need is the ball. So onside kick, they're going to try up the middle. Let's see who has it. It's Kenmore West.
Intercepted inside the 5-yard line by Lancaster, and the Legends will apparently hang on to win it.
And the Legends just came over the pick, so they're going to hold on to win.
Kind of a wobbler,
and the Publics
and the Legends
are going to get the win in that one.
And hopefully, as the years go by, we're going to see more of these
and
Premier
take over.
private schools playing premier public schools.
Well, and you know what?
It'll be
I
first and
don't know if you heard, but they're going to
Lancaster
add
on their
eventually.
own
They're going to add in a
5-yard
couple
line
years
with
of Class
20 seconds
AAA,
remaining
which is
on
only
the
going
clock.
to include a Lancaster and Niagara Falls. So Lancaster is going to be looking for a lot of opponents in the future,
Yep.
and they might
Ben
go, and
Mahoney
so they
on
might
the
be more open to
interception for
facing
Lancaster.
Canisius and St. Francis and St.
And
Joe's
after a
non-league like that.
controversial-
But
I'm
it
gonna
looks
call that
like
controversial
Lancaster
first down
is
call.
going to
Panuchev put one
win
up there
this
that-
one.
I don't know if he was hit,
what
but
an
the ball just
unbelievable play. We
wobbled
just
on
caught
him
the
a bit.
very end of it.
And Mahoney
As,
was able.
Is that one. We'll switch back real quick to Williamsville East. Kenmore West has the ball. Looks like the Flames took a timeout as it's going to be second and about 11. Or actually, no, now the clock's moving. So looks like Kenmore West is in victory formation. They're going to pull off the upset.
Yep, big
Kenmore
upset.
West Blue Devils will defeat no longer undefeated Williamsville East, and McKinley will take full control of the Class A2 division. So congrats to Kenmore West and a big win. Just a big one over there. That'll wrap it up there. So 30-27.
27
Kenmore West
over
wins
Will
that
East.
one.
Well,
We'll
good
try
for
to stick
Kenmore
for the end
West.
of this
So Williamsville
Lancaster.
East falls
I also got
Canisius game.
McKinley has stayed undefeated. McKinley has won 22-14 over West Seneca West. That's a big one in that A division as McKinley stays hot there.
So Williamsville East is no longer undefeated.
Correct.
So they just got word of that as well. So McKinley has won that one. I think the only other game going on is
now with 20 seconds
Jamestown,
on the
Niagara
clock.
Falls. We'll jump in real quick on that one. You can see that one right there. Jamestown with the ball. They probably have their second teamers in. They've been in a couple of blowouts so far this season. Adding that one. This game still 9 minutes to go in that fourth quarter. Remember, this game took forever to get that first half over with, if you remember right.
Yes, and I was going to say they might have they bobbled the ball and went out of the end zone. So Jamestown's still looking for points.
Yeah, Jamestown. Hey, they don't have to worry about point differential.
Nope.
Although this is a non-league game, we should mention, so it won't count toward the official standings. Just about getting better this week. We Trey Drake got a record, so good for him in that one. As we're going to try to see if there's any other scores from the Twitterverse. So far, nothing really. Let me try to do a quick refresh over here. You can see Trey Drake, or I'm sorry, the quarterback. I don't think that's Drake. Throw it out of bounds. We'll go back
from
to the
11
end of
yards
Lancaster,
out.
Canisius,
Wow,
Stu and
he
Tom
comes
for the
up big.
final
So now
16
it's second
seconds
and
of this
13
one.
from the 2-yard line. And once again, they'll kneel it down, and Canisius will, if they have a timeout, they'll take it, but I think they might be out. As the final seconds tick away on the clock. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's all over. The Lancaster Legends beat Canisius 24-20. As you see the Legends celebrating on their side of the field, and Canisius takes that long walk back dejectedly to their sideline. But what a great high school football game this was, Tom, right from the opening kickoff. You couldn't ask for more.
You really couldn't. And
all right, and there you have it. Lancaster wins this big private-public clash 24-20. In a game, I just saw this tweet from our good buddy Jonah Bronstein, who's now with Channel 4. He called it an instant classic. I have to agree. And it was a game we've been waiting for years with a capital W on that one, and it lives up to all of the hype on this one. So congrats to the Legends. They get a big win. Canisius moves on. I believe they have a few non-league games before they end the season with St. Francis. That's really the big game they're focused on. They defeated Joe's last week. To try to pull up Lancaster's schedule, they're going to have to go back to their AA schedule. They're going to face. They have a big challenge next week in Bennett, a team who last we heard was up 50-0 over Maritime. So they got to turn all of their focus to the Tigers, and
for Canisius it doesn't get easy because they're going to go to Massillon, Ohio, always a great team, down to Erie, PA, and they're going to be playing. Oh no, I'm sorry. They're
going to be facing
Erie,
PA.
Here.
Yep, up here in West Seneca.
So again, a tough game, and then St. Franny's, then Cathedral Prep down in Erie to end up their season. So Canisius plays a very aggressive, very big time schedule to get them ready. And yeah, we're hoping next year it's Lancaster at Stransky.
Oh, that would be fun.
Right?
Yeah,
that would be
or maybe Lancaster at
St. Joe's
at St. Francis.
St. Franny's, yeah.
Maybe a Saturday night game.
Oh, that would be wonderful, right? Right off the lake.
Right off the lake with the breeze coming in. Well, we're going to have to set up there and do an extra show from there. That'll be certainly a fun one there. But I think that's pretty much going to do it for us. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a short break. We're going to gather up all of our final scores we have, bring them to you. We're going to talk about games happening tomorrow on WNY Athletics, and then wrap up the evening. So you are watching the Friday Night Final Drive on Western New York Athletics.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For all your insurance questions, call the Wolf at 835-WOLF.
We realize now more than ever is the perfect time to have the perfect house. We're confident we'll find your dream home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
All right, welcome back. Final segment of the Friday Night Final Drive. I was joined, as you can see, this week by Paul Catrona. Paul, I want to thank you for joining me. Did a great job on your first time in
Well, I was texting our good friend Stu, and he said, "Paul, how you doing?" And I said, "It's wild. There's actually 9 games going on at one time." And Francis, I give you all the credit because you're flipping that thing, pushing these buttons, following these games, and I'm still just trying to get out of the weeds a little bit.
All right, so the only game that hasn't wrapped up is the Jamestown Niagara Falls, and that one is pretty much over with. 46-0, about 5 minutes to go. We don't want to stay on for the end of that one, so we'll bring you all the scores we have right now because everything else is pretty much final, including a few scores on Twitter as well. So.
Original number 8.
All right,
Okay.
So we will go over we were just trying to clarify a few things here. So we're going to go over our final scores here of the night. So we'll start Game 1. You just saw it, Lancaster in a big private-public clash. It's the Legends coming up with the 24-20 victory over Canisius. Game 2, Maryvale defeated Falconer, Cassadaga Valley, Maple Grove 13-7. They will take control. They now are tied for first with now they control. They have first place in B2 in the B2 division. They now have a 5-0 overall record, 3-0 league, so they won 13-7. Game 3, Jamestown still going on, 46-0 over Niagara Falls in a non-league affair. That's pretty late in the fourth quarter. Game 4, Fredonia bounces back after that loss last week to Salamanca, 41-7 winners over Silver Creek Forestville. Meanwhile, the Warriors come up just short in Southwestern. They lose to the Trojans 15-10. Paul, tell us about our other games.
So Southwestern 17-10 over Salamanca in C-South. So Southwestern now has complete in first place by themselves, so that's good for them. Iroquois, we had 27-6 over Pioneer in B1. Lockport and Williamsville North, 45-31, and Williamsville North is starting to round into a very, very good club. And then Gowanda, Pine Valley, Randolph really just had a wonderful night, 47-0. I believe they were the team that coming back from a forfeit from
they won by forfeit.
So they really didn't have anything going last week, and they just decided to come out and really pour it on.
Yeah, I think they scored enough points for 2 games.
There you go, right?
Yeah.
So they're pretty sharp. They're heading out for their next game, so it'll be interesting. And then as a Ken West guy, I get to tell.
Yeah, that was their bonus ninth.
The
game.
bonus ninth, and being the Ken West guy, 30-27 over previously undefeated Will East. So great night for the Blue Devils, bad for the Flames. And now I'm going to kick it back to you, Francis.
And it was an even better night for the McKinley Macs because of that news and their 22-14 win over West Seneca West. They now take full control over the Class A2 division, and I think we might be airing Thursday night McKinley versus Sweet Home, a big Class A2 battle.
I might have just got a score from Sweet Home.
Oh, do we have a score from Sweet Home?
I think Sweet Home might have lost 32-8 to the Bulldogs, Hamburg.
Oh, and we think we might have heard Sweet Home might have lost. That is unconfirmed. So wow, that really doesn't change much. McKinley still has the lead, but that would be another upset if Hamburg was able to pull off. Late breaking update from our producer Nick. I'm going to try to see if we can confirm that before we wrap up. Was and I are going to go do some Big J journalism here. But we still had a great night of football. It was a little worried at the beginning because we had a lot of high blowout games. But we had some close ones in the end. I'm trying to look up on Twitter to see if I can find out that score. Right.
38-8 or something.
Okay.
38-8
38-8 Hamburg. That's what we're hearing. We're gonna try to see if we can find that on the next. If we don't find it out in the next minute or two, we ended up. Some other scores from tonight. We had Medina defeats East Aurora Holland. That was trying to get the score of that game. It was, I believe, 37-30. Let me try to find a better score for that game. Okay, last we had it was 29-15 Medina over East Aurora. I'm trying to find what the final was. Yeah, I don't have a final from that one, but we do know Medina. We're pretty sure Medina won that one. I don't think we're going to find an official score from Hamburg, but the word is they did defeat Sweet Home. So we're going to check that on social media, but for now, Paul and I are going to wrap up. We thank you all, though, for joining us. Keep an eye on our social media. We tried our best to look it up, but keep an eye on our social media. We'll try to see if we can confirm that score. But, Paul, I want to thank you for joining us tonight.
Well, thank you. This was an experience, and if I get called back, I'm on, like, the third team after this evening.
Well, we're going to unfortunately, our usual partner in crime, Joe Daniel, can't finish out the rest of the season, so I'm going to be kind of have a rotating guest throughout the year.
Okay,
you know.
and I'm going to go practice like how to split a screen up into 8s, maybe 9s, and watch the big board that's in front of me, and watch what Nick. I'll have one of the neighborhood kids fill in for Nick, and I'll practice out in my garage, and I'll be more in tune next time, ready to go.
All right. All right, so that will wrap it up for us. So next tomorrow, be sure to tune in. 1 o'clock, we have Eden at Lackawanna, 2 undefeated teams battling for first place in Class C Central. And then at 1:30, a big Class D matchup is going to be Portville at CSP. But for Paul Catrona, our producer Nick, I'm Francis Beck. Thank you for tuning in and watching the Friday night final drive on WNY Athletics.
Life can be full of surprises, but not always the good kind. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care, and we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
I love being home.
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it, and we'll make it happen. Our local real estate experts and in-house team of financial professionals make buying or selling your home simple. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.